You see, the reason why you hear statements in fellowships like when people leave school they lose their fire, when people leave school they stop burning for God, when people leave school they are not as vibrant as they used to be. So when I was in 100 level, there is this statement I used to hear that people lose their fire, especially those vibrant brothers, especially those vibrant sisters. You will see them, they are already doing something else different from what they are known for or from what they used to do while they were in campus. But after they left campus, the thing stopped, the fire reduced. Okay, now I began to do a study while I was in school. I was like, I don't want my life to be like this when I get out of school. I want to keep burning for the Lord. I want to keep doing the things of the Lord. I started making research. Why is it that people leave school and then you see a lot of people, they begin to drift, they begin to lose their fire, so begins to lose fellowship with the Lord? What is the reason? Then when I began the study, I began to find out that outside world, when you leave school, now in school there are a lot of structures that can help you to keep your spiritual fire burning. There are a lot of structures in place. There are things that you do because you know that you will soon become a leader. You begin to commit yourself to certain sacrifices. But when you leave school, you are no longer a leader over anyone again. So what keeps you burning? One, there is the desire and the love for God. There is a structure that keeps people burning for the Lord. It is very essential that you find what God wants you to do before you leave school. In my study, I began to see that when God commits into your hand a responsibility, that responsibility will be responsible for your growth even while you leave school. Because if God has assigned you to do something, when God gives you an assignment, you don't want to become less to be able to fulfill that assignment. You begin to build yourself to the extent that you are able to fulfill God's assignment. So there is a consciousness in your head that there is a demand upon your life, and then you continue to pay sacrifice to meet that demand. That is when you have known what God wants to do with you. But if you leave school without knowing what God wants to do with you, and when you get outside, you are not contending, you are not asking God to know that thing that God wants to do with you. Habakkuk said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower to see what he will say to me. Now listen, you have to seek God to know that thing that he wants you to do before you leave school. And if you have left school, start contending to know one thing that God wants you to do, because that thing is what is going to preserve you, going to preserve your fire. And when you know what God wants you to do, you begin to build your life in the area of your purpose. You begin to pursue growth in the area of your vision. He wants you to grow in the area of your purpose, in the area of your vision, so that you can be able to give your message to those who you are sent to properly.